I'm John Cohen, and this is my tech. Having your desk set up in a productive manner is key for so many of us. And whether you're connecting multiple monitors or multiple accessories to your computer, a dock is the key. Today we're going to look at the FusionDock Max 1 from iVANKY. It has 20 ports and it supports Thunderbolt 4 and up to 6K displays. Let's have a look. Having a look at the dock now, we can see that in the front here there's an indicator light that tells you it's being powered. You have your two Thunderbolt ports here. That's going to give you with up to 40 gigabits per second and up to a 6K resolution output. You have two USB-A ports. That's going to give you up to 10 gigabits per second. You have two more USB-C ports, again up to 10 gigabits per second with power delivery. You have your SD card, your micro SD, and your headphones right here in the front. Flipping it over to the rear, we see that on the back we have the spot for your power as well as your lock spot. You have now the upstream where you connect your Thunderbolt from the computer to the dock. There's two more Thunderbolt 4 ports here, and again each one of these supports 6K. You have two HDMI ports which also support up to 4K, and then you have your LAN port, which is a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet. You have another USB-A, which is again up to 10 gigabits per second. You have your SP-Diff port here for digital audio. You have another headphone jack here in the back. And then you have two more USB-A ports, again, up to 10 gigabits per second. So you really have a lot of flexibility with this dock. And it should also be noted that you can use it going in this direction or this direction. It's really up to you how you want to use it. When it comes to using this dock, it is important to keep in mind that you have different support levels depending on the chip inside your Mac. And if you're wondering about using it with your Windows machine, if you have the best Windows machine that just came out, the latest, greatest Windows machine, unfortunately, this is not going to be the right dock for you because it's not supported by Windows, nor is it supported by any of the Intel chips altogether on the Mac. So if you are running an older Mac, this is not the right dock for you. But if you're running an M1, M2, M3, or M4, or even an M5 once it comes out, this dock will be fully supported for it. Because the output for the amount of displays that you can actually connect is going to be different because of the actual power of the computer, it gets a little confusing. So I'll put this chart up here so you guys can sort of see with an M1 versus an M1 Pro versus an M1 Max, M2 Pro, M2 regular, M2 Max, M3, M4, you get the drift. You can see that there's all different supports depending on what you want as your output. You can select either a single display, dual, triple, or quadruple, again, provided that your computer can push enough power out to support it. A lot of confusion comes about when it comes to the actual cable because the way a USB-C cable looks and the way a Thunderbolt cable looks is the exact same. There's no visible difference. It's really what's inside. So remember, there's USB Type-C, there's Thunderbolt version 3, Thunderbolt version 4, and Thunderbolt version 5. Each one of them has different specs, and we'll look at what those specs are in a sec. But the key thing to remember is that the cable is not the same. If I was to plug this drive in, which is a Thunderbolt 3 drive, using a USB Type-C cable, it would not work. I would get a message saying that it's not the right connection, it's not supported. And that's where it gets really confusing. So it's important to think about what your needs are. Because let's be honest here, Thunderbolt 5 at the moment, because it's brand new, is so expensive, and the speeds that you get are really only important for certain types of output. Obviously, if you're a filmmaker or you're producing something in an 8K or 6K output, then of course, taking advantage of the fastest speeds you can get makes sense. But for the average everyday consumer, Thunderbolt 4 is a lot of speed. In fact, Thunderbolt 3 is a lot of speed, and in fact, some people would even say USB Type-C is a lot of speed. But you have to pick the dock and the connection that's right for you. So let's take a look at how to connect your Mac to this FusionDock. It's pretty simple. Once you have it plugged into the wall and powered on, you're going to go ahead and grab that 40 gigabit per second USB-C type cable. And of course, that's the same cable as Thunderbolt like we were talking about. And you're going to plug it in. In this case, this is going to use both of the Thunderbolt ports on this MacBook Air. And as you know, the MacBook Air has no HDMI port, so this is going to be a great reason to use a dock like this if I want to connect it to an external screen, maybe even, get a better screen than what I have built into this computer. And on the other side, you're going to go ahead and take the two outputs. Those are the, again, USB-C type cables and their Thunderbolt, and you're going to plug it into the spot where it says laptop. Very easy, just like that. And right away you hear it making a noise that's charging, so it's charging the laptop, and it's powering up any device I want to plug in to this dock. Now that we have the dock connected to our laptop, we're ready to go ahead and use it. So we're going to go ahead and connect this external hard drive. This is a Thunderbolt 3 drive, and we're going to go ahead and plug it in. And remember, you have 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports on this dock. So it's really just a matter of plugging it in, ready to go. And in our case, we're going to run a quick Blackmagic speed test just to see how the read-write speeds are. Let's have a look. As you can see, the results we got from the Blackmagic speed test were great. It's exactly what we expected to get. Whether you have the M1, 2, 3, or 4 Mac, getting a dock that supports Thunderbolt is so important. And this one from iVANKY is really impressive. It is well made, and it's got 20 ports, as well as support for up to 4 displays if, of course, you have the correct computer to power it. Plus, it's got Thunderbolt 4 with up to 40 gigabits per second for data transfer. All in all, this is a great choice for anyone who's looking for a dock for their desk. I will put a full description below, and you can see if this is the right product for you. This is John. Here's a couple other videos that you might like, and feel free to subscribe.